We don't have one set to all of us.
We never use that.
Yeah, but go fix it.
One of you.
It's about doing the thing that people don't know that they think.
That was inspirational.
It was like low-key inspirational.
Oh, there we
go.
Welcome back to On the Clock on the Rocket Productions Network. I'm your host, Dawson McNall. My good friends Jace and Scotty Carr will join me shortly. If you have missed any episodes of On the Clock, go find the Rocket Productions Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. All of our episodes are also available on the Rocket Productions YouTube channel. If you are not a subscriber, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Be sure to check out Rocket Productions on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Scotty is back from his adventures at state wrestling last week. Fun time for sure. Me and Beery went Friday. I was thinking about this last night. I don't know if I published that episode.
Well, I guess we'll find out later.
Yeah, I genuinely don't remember uploading it. So if this just sounds like gibberish, that might be why. That one's on me. We'll talk about state wrestling here a little bit later, but first we're going to start off with some KU basketball. KU they're number 7 in the nation.
Falling off a little bit.
Me personally, I wouldn't take that. They're number 3 in the Big 12 behind Houston and Iowa State with a record of 9-6.
Yeah, so we just took an L to BYU. To sad loss. But yet again, we're still behind Houston and Iowa State, which both those teams could easily make it to the Final Four, I would say.
Yeah, I would say
at least
Houston,
Elite 8.
Iowa State, Wichita State.
All right, so
I think those are the top 3 favorites.
Yep, I like that.
Wichita State hasn't won more than like 3 games in conference.
Hey, just keep talking about KU.
Check the record.
But yep, KU. Who do we have coming up? Do we have? I think we
you guys got. I think you have Baylor this weekend. Yeah, you got Baylor this weekend, and then I saw this. So if you guys lose to Baylor, hypothetically, which it's a possibility,
K-State goes and daddies you again.
Then we have the same record, and we're above you in conference.
Oh shoot!
Where y'all are now? All right, so you're at the bottom.
We're still, I think, 2 games back, but we're fighting an uphill battle. We can use this kind of as a segue to K-State.
Yeah, let's look at your guys' schedule right quick.
So we got to Cincinnati on Saturday.
That's a loss.
I think that's a win. I don't actually remember their record, but whatever. Yeah, they're not near as tough as the Wabash boys. And then I pulled up women's basketball. We'll talk about that later. But we go to Cincinnati tomorrow, and then next Tuesday we play KU at KU. And then following that, we play Iowa State at home. So, hypothetically, if we get 2 of those 3, I think we can sneak into the tournament.
Okay, but how is KU ranked above
Iowa State? I think it's just because it's Friday. The rankings haven't been updated in a couple days. I think.
Yeah, KU about to be out of the top 25.
Yeah, actually, though.
All right, bucko.
If you lose to Baylor, and then you lose to
K-State. We're
K-State.
not losing to K-State.
At home. It happened once.
Clip that.
It happened once.
Clip that.
Clip that for sure. And then we can go ahead and talk about.
You almost lost to West Virginia, Dawson.
Did we?
Nope.
Almost only matters in horseshoes and hand grenades.
All right, we did.
All right, moving over to Wichita State. They have 4 conference wins. Count them.
And we ain't last. We're tied for last.
With UTSA.
But we beat them.
Right behind Temple and Tulane, both with 4 wins. They've just played a game less. So there's potential for you guys to move up here.
Yeah.
How?
If Tulane and Temple lose, then if they have a tiebreaker, then they move up.
We win 2 games. We're up in the middle of the conference, dude.
Yeah.
That's a higher seed for the tournament.
Let's look at their upcoming day 19. I can't actually make that joke anymore.
We got Rice, dude. Yeah. We got Rice.
So you guys got Rice, who's at 5-10.
Come on, that's a win.
Let's say you win that one.
The boys come out and they play every once in a while, and they look like they're actually really good. For a half. Okay, he's actually been balling lately.
Has he?
Yeah, he's been dropping like 20.
And then after Rice, they play Tulane, who's 4-11.
Hey.
So those are 2 winnable games.
And say we win those 2 games, we're 6-12. We're right below East Carolina and what is that, like a 9 or a 10?
Yeah, maybe. Let's look at East Carolina's schedule.
You know, we might.
They got SMU in Charlotte and North Texas.
Those are like 3 top.
Yeah, they're 2 top 5 teams and a top 7 team. So you never know.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Wichita State could go make some noise in the tournament.
We're coming for the tourney. We're winning our league.
That's like the only way you guys could get in, right? Is if you win your postseason tournament. Yeah. Okay.
And that might be the worst team to ever make it to the
tournament ever.
Sitting at 6-12 in conference play.
Yeah, and then how many games is your tournament? 3? Say 3?
Probably.
So then you guys would be sitting at 17-17 going into the tournament. If you got
that's respectable.
Hypothetically, in this world of extreme hypotheticalism, if Wichita State goes on a 5-game winning streak and K-State wins 1 of their last 3, and WSU makes the tournament,
somewhat,
I might lose my mind.
Somewhat.
Yeah. I might lose my absolute mind.
Next year we got the kid from Heights coming in.
Is he going there?
Yeah, 4-star from Heights.
There you go.
Coming to Wichita State. You know, that might give us a guy who can actually
Wait, he's a 4-star?
Yeah. That might give us a guy who can score the ball. I don't know why we're getting a 4-star, but
stay home.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said he wanted to stay home, and I was like, "Yep, don't go to KU."
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay. Let's that whole talk was quite dumb. Let's move on. Chiefs release Michael MVS.
The MVP?
Yeah, I had a typo. I accidentally wrote MVP on my sheet, not
so
MVS. So I think we are one more offseason move away from being Super Bowl favorites again.
Jay Jettas, right?
No, releasing Kadarius Stoney. But they release MVS. That clears up $12 million in cap space. And then with that cap space, we immediately spent it on Jerry Sneed.
Tag him.
And we tagged him for $19 million. That is a little bit more than we want to be paying for a borderline, top 10?
I'll put him top 10.
Yeah, a low top 10 corner in the NFL. I mean, if you look historically, Chiefs never really keep somebody past 27 unless they're that guy.
Sneed is that guy.
I mean, he's been that guy lately.
So they did give him permission to seek a trade. The asking price is believed to be a second-round pick. And from what I could tell, it looked like there were about 6 teams interested, but they would not say who the teams were. Because, I don't know, I think it's some tampering time right now. I think everything's supposed to be on the DL. But I could see him going a lot of places. I hope we don't send him to a contender, and I hope we don't send him in our division.
Yeah.
If we sent him to the Chargers.
Because I think
we don't have any more wide receivers.
I think they said the last 4 years he's had 3 or 4 interceptions or something like that. So he's been a consistent dude.
Yeah, he's a great locker room guy. It sounds like good ball player. So moving forward in the defensive line of things, there's a growing optimism around the camp that we can bring back Chris Jones on a deal. We just used our franchise tag on L'Jarius Sneed, so that means we now cannot tag Chris Jones, and if we don't get an extension worked out, he'll be a free agent, and he can go wherever he wants. He really came up big down the stretch last year. I don't think we make it to the Super Bowl if we don't have him. I think that's one key piece you take away. You take away Mahomes, you take away Chris Jones, or you take away either of those, we obviously don't make it.
Because we didn't have much pressure to begin with, but him and Karlaftis.
I think really Karlaftis really kind of came into his own there in the playoffs. Yeah, he had a ton of he was.
Well, he led this year in sacks.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for a edge to lead in sacks, but he really came into his own during the Super Bowl. You look up every other play, he's back there making a pile or messing up the rhythm of things. So I think if we don't bring back Chris Jones, I think we need to draft somebody because it's hard to be a contender and not have a good D tackle. You look at the Niners and they had Hargrave, right? You look at the Eagles last year, they had 2 in Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis. So I think it's hard to compete without one.
A staple defensive lineman.
And then you look at the Bucs. A couple years ago, they had Vita Vea. They still do. Who the Lions have?
See, that's Aiden.
He's an edge though. See, that's why they didn't make it. They didn't have a good D tackle.
Fair.
Packers D tackle away. So NFL Combine is now underway. Yesterday, I think they did fullbacks and defensive linemen, kind of like a weird grouping. But one like kind of wild standout that I saw, I didn't do a ton of digging, but Braden Fisk, a 6'5", 300-pound defensive tackle out of Florida State. You guys want to take shots in the dark at what he ran for 40? I know you guys already know, but like just hearing those measurements, what would you like put your range at?
I mean, if you hear that name, you feel like a 5 would be good. Like under 5 would be good.
5'1",
yeah,
5.
Yeah.
2 at most.
Put this in perspective for people. I am 6 foot, 215 pounds. I run a 5'2", something like that. This guy is 6'5", 300 pounds, and ran a 4.78.
Yeah, moving.
That is like, if I'm remembering right, that is slightly slower than what Wallace ran before the season started.
I was gonna say that's probably coming up.
I think Wallace ran like a 4, somewhere in the 4.6s.
Yeah.
So I could be completely wrong there.
He's moving.
But that big boy was moving. And then his 20-yard shuttle, he ran a 4.37. That's also very, very solid, especially for a man of his size.
Yeah.
But the Combine is always an interesting time. You know, a lot of guys can improve and hurt their draft stock. So, you know, I saw something. Did you see what Caleb Williams did? He's like, I guess he's not letting his physicals go out to all the teams. He's like the first player to ever do that because I guess he really doesn't want to play for the Bears. I mean, can't say I blame him.
Yeah, I would not want to play for the Bears either.
I think I like Justin Fields. I do, but I don't like $50 million a year Justin Fields. That's a little expensive for my taste. So is that kind of all we got for the NFL today? All right. I think we're going to send it to a quick commercial, and then we're going to come back and talk about the NBA. That's kind of all we got left for today.
If you're looking for a casual place to eat in Rose Hill, go to Louie's. They are family-friendly and have great food. Located on Rose Hill Road before the railroad tracks, they can be reached at 316-776-9005. They're open from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday.
All right, welcome back. I'm tired of that. NBA. We are about 60, just under 60 games in. You know, the Bucks sit at 39-21, so you know that puts them right at 60 games. But the races are kind of interesting. So it's now a 10-team playoff format with the play-in. So you have the 26 and 33 Hawks making the playoffs.
I feel like this year's East really looks like last year's East. I feel like there isn't much change to it.
No, it's like identical, other than the Magic moving up and the Nets moving down, which I think that's it. I think the Nets and Magic just traded places.
But like the Hawks were in that play-in last year, I think, and
the Knicks were in the 4 or 5s.
Last year.
Yeah, the Bulls are there.
I think they were in the play-in last year too.
Mm-hmm. They were. Celtics at the top. I think the Cavs were 3 last year.
5. Weren't they 5 or 4? They were in the 4-5 game with the Knicks.
That's right.
They were in the 4-5 with the Knicks.
Yeah.
I think they were 4. Knicks were 5.
Yeah. Anyways, the Cavs are on a tear right now.
Let's relax here, bud.
You didn't even let me finish.
Big Cavs fan over here.
They lost last night to who was it? I think the Bulls of all teams. So up until a couple nights ago. Up until about a week ago, we had won like 21 of our last 20. So, I mean, do what you want with that information, but
they're not very good.
An interesting stat here: the difference between the 1 and 9 or 8 seed is the same as the 1 and 2 seed. So in the East, there's an 8-game difference between the Cavs and Celtics. In the West, the Kings have an 8.5-game difference with the Timberwolves.
So basically, the East isn't as competitive as the West.
Yeah, the West is extremely competitive. Like, take the Spurs out, take the Trailblazers out, and take the Rockets out. And there's not another team here that I wouldn't expect to make the playoffs. Like, beginning of the season, I was saying Grizzlies would be above the play-in, like a 5 seed.
I thought the Spurs were going to be decent. Like, if you watched them at the beginning of the season, they didn't look bad.
Yeah.
Like, they actually looked like a good team. And it's like, yeah, these guys aren't big-name dudes.
But they're solid.
They worked really well together, and then now they're just like, at one point they were like 2-20. It was like, dang, they're awful.
So something else interesting. Speaking of bad teams, the Wizards currently sit at 9-50, worse than the Pistons 9-49, and what they were on like a 22-game losing streak.
28.
Yes, whatever. So they currently are on a 13-game losing streak.
They're going for that record.
Hypothetically, if they lose their next 14, do you know who their 28th loss could be against?
Yeah.
The Detroit Pistons.
That'd be crazy.
The Pistons have a chance to redeem themselves.
To give a different team the worst.
Worst losing streak of all time, yeah. So
in the same season.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's crazy out here. I think the surprise of the year for me is the Timberwolves. Sitting at the 1 seed.
The fact that them and the Thunder are both ahead of the Nuggets.
Yes, yeah.
I feel like no one expected the Thunder to be this good this fast.
Mavericks can't get out of that play-in.
Yeah.
If they could have just re-signed Jalen Brunson, I think everything would be different.
They struggle every year, and I don't know how. They have the
best player,
the
best guard in the world.
best guard in basketball, and it's like, I don't know.
Kings, pleasant surprise. Sitting in the 8th spot.
That's how they were last year. They just kind of snuck in.
Yeah.
Except they were higher last year,
I think at one point they were like the 3 or 4.
Yeah.
They were up there, and then late in the season, some injuries kind of hurt them. But looking back at it, that Tyrese Halliburton trade, him for the bonus swap, kind of with the Pacers, was kind of a win-win. Mm-hmm. I don't think the Kings are in this position if they have Halliburton, and I don't think the Pacers are in the 7th spot if they have Sabonis. So I think that's kind of along with like the Trae Young-Luka trade for me.
Now the Pacers have Siakam as well, so that's kind of their new Sabonis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's
filling that role. Kind of the second scorer. Any other weird or interesting stories? Hornets stink. Raptors stink.
Hey, dude, chill.
Nets
rebuilding.
Nets stink. Jazz uniforms are still horrible.
That logo just is horrible too.
Yeah, it makes me
yellow background.
It makes me mad. Like just looking at it.
It's like they're trying to be different and like pop out on the screen. But it's
so
just
I don't know if you guys can. Yeah, you can't see that.
We can pop up a picture, maybe.
Yeah, right there. So if you Google the NBA standings, there's every team's logo with a white background, and it just looks clean, simple, nice. Like, how you would expect a multi-billion-dollar company to have their logos look. And then they're the Jazz. It's just bright yellow
neon
here.
Yellow.
It's like, why are you doing that? No one wants to see you. No one wants to notice
you.
You.
If you're at number 1, if you're the best team in the league, by all means, show off. Yeah. But when you are 27-33, not in the playoffs, don't talk to me. Don't be special. And everybody else in the entire league.
It's just the Jazz.
Let's go. Let's pull up the NFL because all the NCAA can do it.
Yeah, I just don't know why the Jazz.
They might be. They are the only team. Hang on.
The only professional
NHL.
team.
They are the only professional team in all of American sports on Google that cannot have a yellow that cannot have a white background.
They're just trying to be different.
Or even if I threw my computer on dark mode. I don't know how to do that right now, but if I threw it on dark mode, then they would all have a black background, and theirs would still be yellow.
That's just dumb.
It just steams my peas.
Steams my peas.
Butters my biscuit. Any thoughts, Jace?
Let's sue the league.
I hate the Jazz just in general.
Yeah.
They don't have Ochai anymore, so there's no room.
Where is Ochai?
He's on the Raptors.
There you go.
With Grady.
Kind of a little bit worlds colliding.
We can be friends on the NBA side now.
All right.
That's sweet.
Well, are you not partly biased towards the Rockets because of Fred? No.
I love Fred, so I watch the Rockets
on StreamEast.live.
Yeah. Sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But I do watch the Raptors still, just not. I mean, because I do like other players like Scotty Barnes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is a dog.
He's a special egg.
He's a dog.
That's not a topic for today. All right. Well, I think that's all we got. We're just kind of spiraling here. So thank you guys for watching and listening to On the Clock on the Rocket Productions Network. Remember to subscribe to Rocket Productions Network on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, or anywhere you listen to your podcasts. If you're not already a subscriber to Rocket Productions on YouTube, please subscribe. Until next time, for Jace Beery and Scotty Carr, I'm Dawson McNall.
Yeah. Hit that follow button.
You okay? Yeah. Okay, so we're back. Me, Elijah, and KJ. It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a while. There's a lot of activities happening at the school. I mean, a lot of postseason stuff for sports. Wrestling, that's my sport. We did fantastic. Placed first of the state.
First time.
First time too, which was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Literally, it was so funny because James Bilby literally, like, when we sealed the title, he literally started like screaming and yelling about it.
You guys were.
He was like walking around flexing. I was like, okay, boy, okay.
You guys are like what, 5.5 points off from the.
I think it was like six almost. 5.5 actually might be right. I don't know. It was crazy though.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Safe Right. He knew he was gonna win state.
Yeah, literally.
But he wanted the.
He wanted to be humble. He wanted to be humble because he literally. Knew, I think that he knew literally from the beginning of the season that we were gonna win.
Yeah, because all the wrestlers are crazy.
Exactly.
I think our goal was just to get the record.
I think it is next year.
Next year,
it should be, dude. We were only like 6 points.
Yeah, that's not even that much.
I know.
I feel like state title was already on our name.
Exactly. Next year we should score more points. Like,
you think you're
Tyron should win a couple matches.
Yeah.
And then Levin should win a couple matches, and there's a couple freshmen that'll do all right, but almost our whole team's still returning. Like,
Thunder will help.
Yeah, Thunder Page will help.
More people that go to state.
Yeah. Just because like we're only losing one person. Red's the only senior.
Yeah.
So, like, everybody on our team is a junior, which is hype.
And then you maybe can get a heavyweight.
I mean, hopefully. I don't know. Safe Right's trying to get me to wrestle heavyweight, but on baby. I said, Safe Right, no way.
How much would you have to gain?
It's like 280.
It's the max is 285. So, like, there's literally some kids
215.
Yeah, I don't even weigh 215. There's literally.
That's not.
No, there's literally people. You know the Augusta heavyweight?
Yeah.
He doesn't even. He has to almost cut weight to make 285. He plays football, and during football season he was over 285.
That's terrible.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's crazy. Like, how do you want me to wrestle somebody that does that?
No, I saw on Instagram. It was like an Instagram reel. Sport in Kansas. They were putting like state final matches.
Yeah, I saw that one with Samson. Yeah, I think I reposted that on my Instagram. I saw that. His state title is crazy, dude.
Yeah. Start off everybody.
Literally, and he stuck the kid, which was weird. Like, that just doesn't happen in the state finals unless it's 3-2-1A. 3-2-1A had like 4 or 5 pins. They had a
I've seen that
in the finals, and then like they had a kid that got tech falled in the finals. It's like, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, I know his like apparently the start of the year his weight was kind of off. He was gonna wrestle for varsity on that weight. Like Tucker, Sampson.
Oh yeah, they all had a challenge and stuff.
Yeah, I mean they're all good wrestlers.
Yeah, next year it should be good because everyone should like move up a weight. Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
A couple pounds.
So, on to basketball. KJ, you want to give an explanation about that one?
Yeah. We went to Concordia and lost.
Were they ranked or anything?
I think they were 10 or 11.
Okay, so it was supposed to be a good matchup.
But it was loud in there apparently.
That's what Cooper told me. He said it was like the gym was packed.
Yeah, we were up in the third quarter, and then they just made a comeback in the fourth.
Really?
We were up by 3. Then they came up by 1. It was just back and forth, turnovers at the end.
Yeah, that's what Cooper said. Cooper said you guys had 3 turnovers in the first overtime.
Yeah, overtime.
I was like, bro, you can't win in overtime with 3 turnovers.
And this year,
don't work.
The end of the games, we struggled with putting games away, but we also did a pretty good job.
Yeah, what was your guys' final record? Do you know? You guys only lost a few games, right? Like 4 or 5?
I want to say it was 12. Actually, I don't know. 12 games.
At least I don't know. We definitely had a winning record, though, right?
Yeah. Winning record, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Just next year, we're going to have to make a big jump.
Yeah, bro, you guys are losing a lot of people.
I feel like next year is going to be terrible because Jace and Cooper.
You guys are, I'm just saying, you guys got a lot of seniors.
I'm going to be honest, I don't think next year's going to be horrible as what people are expecting. I think it's not going to be the same as it was this year.
Yeah,
This year we had a good team.
Yeah.
and we're losing so many assets. Like all our starters are seniors.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
exactly. That's what I was thinking. I was like, you got people coming off the bench. All your starters are seniors.
It's literally just gonna be the JV team. Like the whole JV team is taken up to varsity.
Yeah.
And
Xander's gonna have I would say doesn't Xander play varsity still?
Xander's gonna have a big role next year.
That's what I heard. I heard he's really good.
I feel like we can build around him and make each other a big team. We just
like a Kellen.
Yeah, it's like a Kellen. Like a Kellen. Kellen was crazy.
We're gonna have to like be good teammates and get chemistry. But like if you think about it, other teams, like the only teams that are like gonna lose a lot of players is like Wellington.
Yeah, they got a lot of seniors. Their football team had a lot of seniors too.
Their football team is gonna be so good.
But next year? Yeah. They're gonna be good?
Yeah.
Why?
They got that DN, they got the quarterback.
Oh, I thought those dudes graduated.
No, they're juniors.
Oh, yeah. Our football team's cooked.
Yeah, so like, but most of our team will be like, if you think about it, teams around us, they're also gonna be young. Like,
really?
Augusta, Ando will be young. The only team that's gonna be really good is Collegiate.
Collegiate's always really good.
Yeah.
Because they got 3 guys that are in my grade that are good athletes that started varsity all.
That's crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
But I feel like we'll do okay. We won't do as good as we did this year.
Yeah.
It's
rebuild season. Yeah. Maybe you guys should have just tanked this season.
Just make it look better for next year.
Yeah, literally. Just start your game plan for next year.
Well, that would be
funny. That'd be funny if Welch was like, let's tank.
Let's tank.
That's terrible.
Okay. I think we'll be fine.
You think so?
Yeah.
Elijah, are you playing next year?
Probably, yeah.
You think so? Elijah, you better start. You better hoop up, bro. Yeah, for real.
I'm gonna have to work.
You're gonna have
to work.
Yeah,
baby. You're gonna have to battle it out. Get Asher back on board.
I think Asher would. Yeah.
Huh?
I think Asher would play again. I think if you play.
He is. Yeah. He says he is.
And Welch said he got nothing against you guys.
Yeah, that's what Asher was all mad about.
Yeah, just come back.
Okay, so up and coming, we got baseball. Are we done? Never mind. I was like, what is he doing back there?
I can't speak on this.
I can't either. I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything. I just figured we'd talk about it since practices are starting and stuff.
Well, I know,
I heard our baseball team is supposed to be pretty good. Because I know Cooper's good. I know Rhett's really good. Who else? Colton Roberts. That dude's a monster.
He's definitely
I'm pretty sure Blake Struvel's pretty good.
Say Rhett.
Yeah, I said Rhett. What's his name? I heard Mock and McPhilmy. I heard those two are supposed to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know how good 4A baseball is, though. I don't know who's the powerhouse. McPherson's the powerhouse. That figures, bro. They're powerhouse in basketball, too.
4A is so deep.
Is it?
Yeah. It's so deep.
Yeah,
so,
it's crazy.
You never know who's going to come on top.
Yeah.
McPherson, they're just
the dogs.
They're the dogs of
wild.
Sports right now in 4A. But last year, I remember they went against Circle, and their pitcher was good.
Pumping heat.
Yes, and they beat us.
That's wild.
It was good.
Yeah, Cooper. I was talking to Cooper about it, and he said that it would be pretty solid. We would definitely be above average. He said they should make it to state. So
we should make it to state. Now,
blessing up for that.
Now, next our soccer girls.
I heard our girls soccer team is gonna be good.
Yeah, our soccer girls are really good.
That's what I heard.
I honestly think they could win state this year.
Win state?
Bro, win state. Our girls are pretty good.
I didn't know that. I didn't know how good we were. I didn't know how good we were.
Okay.
I know we got a lot of people that play, though.
Yeah, we do.
So.
And then, what else next?
Track. I don't know anything about track. I don't know nothing about track. Samson Whitted running track. He said he's running track. That's our top. I
know Connor Wallace will do good this year.
Yeah, I know we got some fast kids.
Connor's fast.
Yeah.
Jace is fast.
So yeah.
And we got a lot of freshmen doing track.
That's what I heard.
We'll see.
That's what I heard. We got a ton of freshmen out there.
I guess. No, I don't really know much about.
I don't know anything about track. I don't.
Track.
As far as I know, our softball team is supposedly not supposed to be that great. Just that's what I've heard.
Average.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. I'm not saying I'm saying that.
Sorry, Dakota, if we hurt your feelings.
Yeah, so I think Dakota's mad. That's just what I've heard. So I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. See how everything plays out.
The season. Low key, I feel like if we get a state championship, 2 state championships in 1 year.
That'd be wildin'.
Soccer girls carry us this spring.
Yeah,
or baseball.
Or baseball.
Yeah.
Or baseball.
What if we get both?
Yeah, exactly. If we get them all.
Bro, if we get 3 in 1 year,
that'd be crazy. That would be crazy.
2 in 1 year would still be wild.
1 in 1 year is pretty good, dude, in any sport.
I'm like, dang. This is a good season for sports.
Yep, blessing up for Rose Hill High School.
Yep.
Everybody, we got this.
Bless up.
So that's all we got for today. Back to Dawson. Boom. That was good. That was a good one. That was a good one.